My name is Richie B.
Yours truly, D. Jordan in the building.
Shells will be off today. We say good morning to him, and we wish him a wonderful day. Jody's in the building, and so is Romy. Pointed at the chair, and I said, Romy, Shells is not going to be here. You sure you don't want to take charge? Yeah. He dashed out of the studio. Pronto. It's a Monday morning. How was your weekend, everybody? We're going to be here with you until 10 o'clock this morning to make sure that we get you up, to get you dressed and fed and out to work or school or play or whatever, as we like to say. Keep it locked. There's a lot of exciting things in store. Good morning and welcome once again. Let's go. And it's now time for WTF. What the fact? The abbreviation OMG was in fact used over 100 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is a fact. So the popular phrase OMG, colloquial abbreviation for oh my God, does not have its origins in modern day chat rooms, but was first used way back in 1917 in a letter to former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill. As the story goes, and this is a fact, it has emerged that the British Admiral John Arbuthnot Fisher first penned the acronym in a letter to Churchill as far back as 1970. That's 1917, according to the Daily Mail. Lord Jackie Fisher, as he was known, used it in a letter to Churchill before he became Prime Minister. The letter mentioned utterly upsetting World War I newspaper headlines. He wrote, I hear that an order of knighthood is on the tapis. OMG. And in brackets he puts, oh my God. Shower it on the Admiralty. Wow. So it is not a now thing.
Wow.
I mean, when I saw this, the first thing I said was, oh my God.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's been a long time.
That's
early 1900s
long time.
is when this Lord Jackie Fisher used that acronym OMG. That is a fact. The kind of facts that we like to share with you at this time of the morning. We call it WTF. What the fact?
Yeah, get them on.
Thank you, Massacre. Time for update. So, DJ Audley, we've got two stories on Shenseea. Which one do you want first? One good, one not so good.
Really?
Which one do you want first?
Not so good.
Not so good? All right. Shenseea is facing a second copyright infringement lawsuit. That is in addition to the one for US $10 million that was filed earlier this year over the song Lick. Well, this time, US $450,000 over the music video for her 2019 song Foreplay. So the suit has been filed by Stephanie Sarli, a California-based visual artist known for her Instagram fruit art videos, who had vowed in 2019 to take legal action against the Jamaican singer for stealing her artwork and embedding it in the Foreplay video. According to court documents that have been seen, Sarli is seeking US $150,000 each for alleged infringement on 3 of her works, plus attorney fees and costs. The lawsuit was filed on October 21, 2022 in the United States District Court, Central District of California, Western Division. So that is the not so good news. I know that Shenseea will have her lawyers respond to that.
Yeah.
And this is a threat that was actually made some while back and is just now coming to fruition. So we'll see how that one pans out. But the good news, Shenseea,
Good news.
She has finally copped a brand new Lamborghini after years of promising herself that she would. So the Jamaican singer shared the new purchase with her nearly 6 million Instagram followers on Friday. And she was showing off her selection of the Urus graphite capsule worth around $250,000 US at full market price. There she is on the screen. Trust me, Dakar Fitar.
Yep.
It's a good look. Congratulations, Shensia. In a string of photos posing with her lavish new whip, the 26-year-old shared her journey from humble beginnings when she had to walk several miles to work, even during pregnancy. I think she said up to when she was 9 months pregnant, she was walking long distances to get to work and back home. And she now has her 7-year-old son, Raj, that she's so very proud of. She says, I remember when I used to walk miles to work, just so I could save the little I had, even when I was 9 months pregnant, she wrote. She said, I promised myself in the future I was gonna get a Lambo. Now I bought one myself. Congratulations again, Shensia. And she says, sometimes I do this kind of stuff, meaning posting stuff like this, to show you that it's possible. New keys, same drive.
Nice vehicle, let me tell you.
Big time.
Yeah.
It's a matte finish, right?
A matte.
Yeah.
Matte black. I just hope that she drives carefully in that vehicle, Richie, because
no scratches or anything.
Super car.
Yeah.
A supercar, very fast. Yeah.
The video that she posted sees her asking some people, "Get out of my way before me." So, and she seemed to have pressed gas. It's a super whip, and it looks good. Congratulations, Shensia. Now, the other story that we want to share is the fact by now, I'm sure that everybody knows that he is coming to Jamaica to perform. Grammy Award-winning Afrobeat star Burna Boy is set to bring his Love Damini tour to the Caribbean islands of Trinidad, Antigua, and Jamaica next month. It's all going down. Burna Boy Live, the concert experience, would take place in Trinidad on December 16 at the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Port of Spain. Then on to Antigua on December 17 at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. And he makes the stop in Jamaica on December 18 right here in capital city Kingston at the National Stadium, making him the first African artist ever to headline a stadium concert series in the Caribbean islands. The promoters are Due Concept, which has hosted events in major venues across the globe, most especially in North America. Twisted Entertainment, originally from Barbados, which hosted Burna Boy in Barbados and Miami this year. And Fet Kingdom and Show Entertainment, two Antigua-based event management companies focusing on producing international casted events and festivals. Tickets are currently on sale at Burna Boy's website, and that is generating a whole lot of excitement. There he is on the screen. And Burna Boy is set for Jamaica December 18th.
They call him the African Giant.
Yeah.
Big tour, Caribbean.
Yeah, man. It's a good look.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it's going to be one of them highly anticipated and well-attended events. Big ups to the connections.
I wonder, Richie, for the Jamaican leg.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is going to be on that show?
Well,
you have any ideas?
I don't know.
What do you think?
You think what?
What do you think? The Killer?
Poppy?
Jamaican Giants? What do you think? Beanie?
We haven't seen Popcorn in a while.
Poppy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony and Sing?
Yeah. It would be nice to see them perform that song.
Well, let's see.
And then she could maybe make an appearance during that performance.
No, the place is out.
Yo.
Stadium, come down.
We wait to hear who else will be on the lineup.
Yeah.
But it's already generating a whole lot of excitement out there. Burna Boy coming to Jamaica.
Yeah.
All right, 6:37. That was
Update.
Time for this morning's proverb of the day. Here it is.
A faithful promise make fool glad.
So what?
A faithful promise make fool glad.
Okay then. A faithful promise, spelled Pramise. A faithful promise make fool glad. So what does that mean? I'm going to share that meaning with you. When you hear the proverb, a faithful promise make fool glad, the meaning is, don't be fooled by those that make big promises and never deliver. Okay? That is what that proverb really means. So when you hear a faithful promise make fool glad. You don't be fooled by some of these promises that are being made. Don't be fooled by those that make these big, lofty promises and end up never delivering on them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, many people I think can identify with that. Have you experienced that in your lifetime?
No.
Many times, right?
A lot of times.
Yeah. And it happens in various quarters,
Yeah.
various spheres of our lives.
Yeah. All sectors, I can tell you that.
You have to be able to discern when those big lofty promises are really just empty words being made, though.
Listen, get you all hyped up, and
Yeah.
you start to make plans on that
promise. And then, rats!
And then, listen.
Yeah, you start asking yourself, how the hell did I get there, right?
You don't have a leg to stand on after that.
Wow. A faithful promise make fool glad. Don't be fooled, my people, by those that make big promises and never deliver. It's not like they deliver sometimes. They never deliver. All right. That's the proverb of the day. Now to the pet peeve of the morning. Now, what is a pet peeve? These are things that people do that upset you find upsetting, irritating, or sometimes even annoying. Here is this morning's pet peeve.
Morning, up and go, fam. You don't know this is your boy Shells. When I deal with, yeah, man, no fret yourself. We're so forward, mad and mean, you see me? But in the meantime, I give them a pet peeve, you know. Yeah, man, hear the pet peeve, you know. Hear the pet peeve, yeah. People will love answer a question with a question. Now, I know say Jamaica this, and enough of we do it, I will not even realize, but it's actually the most annoying thing on the planet. Let me give you an example. You go to Boops now. You see a virgin out touch the road, and you say, yo, brother, you go up on the road? Then where else am I supposed to go? Bro, hold on there, what the hostility for? Or for example, the next one would be like, yo, brother, you like mackerel and rice? You like mackerel and rice? I was like, yo, brother, simple, yes or no, you know? So yeah, that's my pet peeve on my side. People will love answer question with a question. Enough love and respect, your boy Shells. So forward.
All right, Shells. All my people go through that. Yeah, that's a powerful pet peeve, I tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, them answer question with a question. But, I thought that Shells was sick. He's not sound sick. Shells not sick. He's not sick. He just have some things to deal with. Okay, all right, no worries. He had enough time to send in a pet peeve. We appreciate that, bro. Have a good day, all right? Right now, we're going to be talking to the president of the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, of course, Mr. Kavan Gayle. Let me just tell you by way of a background, the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service has reached agreement with a number of major public sector trade unions, including a majority of the unions in the Jamaica Confederation of Trade Unions, on the new restructured public sector compensation system. The ministry says from November 15 to November 17, 14 unions have in fact signed on to the new compensation package, including the Nurses Association of Jamaica, the Jamaica Civil Service Association, Jamaica Workers Union, Union of Schools, Agricultural and Allied Workers Union, the Union of Public and Private Employees, the Jamaica Association of Local Government Officers, also the Jamaica Midwives Association, the Council of Paramedics, and the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union. The new compensation package will be implemented over 3 years with the effective date April 1, 2022. And we're joined at this time, as we mentioned, by the president of the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, Mr. Kavan Gayle, who will tell us more about this compensation package. Good morning, Mr. Gayle. And welcome. Are you hearing us, Kavan? All right, we're going to do a quick reconnect and ensure that Mr. Gayle can hear us. I wonder if I should ask him if he was at conference, you think?
Yeah, why not?
I really think. Mr. Gayle, good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, you hearing me now?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Great.
I consulted with my co-worker a while ago and I said, I wonder if I should ask Mr. Gayle if he was at conference.
I was looking for you.
Well, at least you didn't call like so many others of my JLP friends did.
Because I expected you.
Oh my goodness. I tell everyone, maybe next year. Maybe next year. So you were there to see the big kiss that was planted on the Prime Minister's cheek that kind of almost threw him off balance. You saw that, didn't you?
Can I say it loud and clear?
All right. That was a fun moment, wasn't it?
It was.
All right. Although we're not here to talk about conference, just a quick one. How did it go overall from your perspective?
I think it was a lovely conference. I think it was an excellent turnout by the supporters of the party. And I think the Prime Minister did very well in, explaining to the party what the government had been doing and what the government plans to do as part of the continuous effort of the administration.
Seems like a really large crowd as well, and some good vibes based on what we saw on television. Now,
the real conference vibe.
Yes. Mr. Gayle, this public sector compensation package that we've been hearing about and the agreement signed by 14 unions, is this an unprecedented development in our country's industrial relations arena?
I call it unprecedented against the background, Richie, that this comprehensive restructuring compensation review has never been done before by any administration to the extent that it has been done. We would have had piecemeal efforts in certain areas and certain sectors of the public service, but it has never been done before so comprehensively wide, taking into consideration that, public sector pay structure has always been cumbersome, very hard to understand. So it was deliberate in terms of a revised pay policy to make it simple, consistent, predictable, and sustainable. And I've always maintained that if you're going to transform the public sector, and there's always been the call to transform the public sector, then you must transform how public sector employees are paid. And this was a situation where the Ministry of Finance, in consultations with the trade unions, and in this case, why it would have been difficult, the ministry would have had to meet with some almost 50 different bargaining groups to consult with and come up with a new pay system, a revised compensation system that is going to supersede the prior compensation arrangement. And it will, in future, also take into consideration performance-based pay system. So it's unprecedented in my mind, and very new.
It's a good look for us as a country that this kind of agreement can be struck. I mean, obviously that indicates some degree of stability going forward in the industrial relations arena. What are some of the key elements of this compensation package that has been signed off on?
Well, what you would be doing in this case is that you review where public sector employees are being paid to the market and make their salaries more competitive with the private sector, which is a key thing because public sector would have been losing its members to the private sector. So you're trying to create some sort of a correlation in terms of the payments. You also, in the future, we're talking about performance-based system, which that aspect of it we're going to be discussing. You'll be having a rolling in of some of the allowances that would improve the basic pay to make it more consistent. And, this treats with improving your basic pay, Richie, which in turn, in the future, that improvement in basic pay by rolling in some allowances protect things like pension in the long run.
Yes.
Because the computation of pension never normally included allowances. And, allowances aren't guaranteed. So it makes the total compensation now more guaranteed. We're also going to be treating with further discussions in terms of certain allowances that were not yet agreed on, in terms of the real figures and how you would treat with them. these are certain, all leaves, the education grant, the government employee transportation system, how you treat with loans in the public sector, some things like refund of tuition, and all overtime related payments. Critical to this total compensation is an improvement in the maternity leave. You know, maternity leave in the public sector, the employees are now going to be paid 12 weeks full pay. And for the men,
paternity leave.
Right?
Yes.
Which is a major, major move. And it triggers, Richie and listeners, that a discussion ought to take place. If in the public sector you're going to improve the amount payable for maternity leave, it triggers that there needs to be a discussion with the maternity leave law. That has never been discussed since 1979, never been debated in Parliament, there have been no additions to it. And for the first time, where trade unions have been pursuing collective bargaining, through collective bargaining, paternity leave, as a result of the recommendations made by the trade unions, the government has accepted that paternity leave ought to be a feature in the public sector.
Since that is so new to all of us, just break it down a little bit further for us. What does this entail, the paternity leave?
It suggests if a male employee who either married or common law is the mother expects to a child, then time will be allowed for that male employee to go off on paternity leave for a defined period with pay.
Okay. Does it take into consideration fathers who have multiple children with several mothers in any one year, given year?
Well, let's understand that now, Richie, because everywhere we have sought to negotiate it,
yes,
that seems to be the problem that is being represented, or a concern being represented. And, you know, ironically, what I've seen in my experience across the bargaining table is that every time that is being represented, it is a female who is raising the concern. But in some countries that we have checked, you would have had that paternity leave either being given just the time without pay or the time with pay, but for a specific period, and there are some rules that governs it. Okay. In terms of the fact that you have to prove that you're either married or common law and living with the person, and the amount of times that you're going to be allowed. And it's always with the same person.
I can think of Cecil. Cecil would, in his case, he would be almost out for a year if he were to be given time off every time. But that is just one, one example, not necessarily a good one.
It is a very forward-thinking type of principle that I think really believe that we should embark on in Jamaica, because the male must not be seen just as a breadwinner, but also a caregiver.
Absolutely, it's a very important development, though. Do you think this deal that has been struck, so to speak, this package that has been signed off, does it indicate a greater understanding of labor relations by the ministry and the minister who heads the ministry from the union's perspective? How do you feel?
Well, I must tell you, in being at the table, through these rounds of discussions, week on, week off, nights and day, and even weekends. It's a very interrogative process. It's a very consultative process. The minister and his team, I must commend them for coming to the table and taking on board the recommendations from the trade unions and the various level of consultations. And one of the things that I saw that the minister would have embarked on, because which is not easy, meeting with almost 50 different bargaining groups, staff associations, various groupings, And that the minister has been prepared. Minister Clark has been prepared to go to the table, to meet with some of the memberships, to meet with some of the bargaining groups, to explain the reasons and the rationales in these negotiations. So it's really, it would be a real learning process for some, and it's a good thing for labor relations, especially the fact that it's being demonstrated in the public sector. And so the private sector needs to take on board this kind of consultative mechanism that would have been driven by Minister Nigel Clark.
Okay. How far-fetched an idea is it that one day we'll see public sector wages rivaling that which is paid in the private sector?
You know, I would hope and anticipate this, because this is driven by an assumption that what is being proposed here in the first instance, notwithstanding the fact that it's costly, but it's seeking to promote some level of sustainability. And the great rival to it maybe when we embark in opening up that new avenue of performance-based bargaining for the public sector, where workers can earn more than the existing value of their job based on the evaluation.
Yes.
Another component of performance-based pay, which has always been a call by the private sector. In the final analysis, what is going to happen is that the public sector is going to be able to attract and retain the composite skill that is going to be, you know, that catalyst to trigger a more enhanced service of public sector. And that's what we need. The public sector has been starved with being able to attract and retain the composite skills.
Yes.
And that somehow has caused, you know, many challenges in public sector services.
Kavan, we've gone over time, but I have to get this one in. Give me a quick answer, if you will. What will happen to unions that have not yet signed on to this new wage agreement? Can you? I know you can't speak for them, but any idea?
Well, I think the Ministry of Finance is still reaching out to them. My understanding is that they are continuing to consult, and I hope for their own members, they will sign on so that their members can benefit from what has been negotiated and agreed on.
Okay. Kavan, Gayle, always a pleasure talking with you. Have a great day today.
Thank you very much, my friend.
All the best. We're also connecting right now so that we'll be live in London on the beat 103.6 FM with none other than the big man, Robo Ranks. Morning, Robo.
Yes, good morning, team.
How are you today, sir?
Not too bad. Bit rained out. Very cold. Very wet out there, and it's not like you can hold out anymore. This is the season for draft, for the big coat and the big jacket and the big gloves. It starts. So yeah, I'm in winter mode. Yeah. It's Robo Ranks winter mode for sure.
Is it gray like your pullover, or is it darker gray when you look outside?
It's about pullover color.
Oh really?
Definitely.
Still quite dark. Wow.
It is very dark. It's very dark now. 10 to the hours of 1 in the afternoon, and it's very dark, and a lot of rain and a lot of traffic as well. There's so much road traffic. Seems to be. Sometimes they do these things where they call phase the lights, where the traffic lights in London are set, they start to phase them, so which gives one lane more time and another lane less time. Usually happens around this time of the year because people tend to use their cars more, so they try to control the traffic in London. And there's a lot of those which were like the main roads to take the traffic that used to be on the main roads. People used to use like little back streets, and they're now doing so much changes in London, stopping a lot of traffic polluting. So a lot of I had called the lane. The lane now you can't drive down the lane. There's a box and a camera, and only residents can drive down certain roads.
Oh, really?
So you could be driving around London and pick up 6-7 tickets. quite easily with the new lane restriction and road restriction. So what you find is on the main roads is the traffic is so heavy today. The road was ridiculous.
It's crazy.
And obviously with the rain and the good old English style potholes.
What are those? How big are those? Those are
We have them. We have them though. We have them too.
Yeah. We call some of ours craters, like they're that big. You have them that big up there?
Listen, the way Boris deal with our country for the last few years, man, we have
many.
all styles we have here, you know.
When it's gray though, like you mentioned, every time it rains, it has this gray look. I've experienced it in London. But is there a visibility problem because of the gray? Yeah, there is also a visibility issue.
Yeah, because the gray is not only significant that the skies are gray because it's loaded with clouds. That's you can't see too far ahead of you with the as they say, it's a foggy country as well.
Oh.
So anytime it drops temperature, we have this fog, and the kids love it because they sit in the street and pretend they're smoking. Watch the little kids do it
spelled
we have that going on.
F-O-G-G-Y, foggy. All right.
Didn't it sound like that?
I'm just making sure that nobody misunderstands.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a foggy road. The road is so rough.
I'm hearing that. I thought Harry Kane was going to be wearing the One Love armband, and I'm now being told that the captains of England, Wales, Belgium, Denmark, Germany, and the Netherlands will not wear the One Love armband that they had planned to as they take to the field today. The English team will not be wearing it.
FIFA is a powerful organization, and they said they wrote to FIFA 2 months ago to say, hey, we're wearing this Bob Marley. Actually, it wasn't Bob. You know what I'm talking about. We're wearing this colorful armband. Yeah. And FIFA said, yeah, all right, we'll get back to you. And even with some of the rules in the tournament, like they wrote to them and said, look, our fans are so concerned. We want to come down and drink a lot of beer and do the madness that we normally do. And FIFA said, yeah, all right, we'll get back to you. And they got back to them, all right. They got back to them, 2 hours before the game and said, no, you're not wearing them.
Or else.
Or your player will walk onto the pitch and receive a yellow card.
Yeah.
So Harry Kane being Harry Kane, like, I can't have that. So, no, sir. Man said, nah, take no yellow card. He want to score goals.
Sorry.
So, yeah, he can't do it. And it just shows you, a lot of lip service from these European clubs.
It's like it's
a lot of lip service. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to go into... It'd be wrong of us because it's not a sports show to this morning, but we have to be respectful to others, just like we want respect from others.
Right.
You go to somebody's house and there's a notice at the front door and it says, please take off your shoes. Can't start complaining. Running around their house in your Cristiano Louboutins, you have to take them off at the front door.
Take them off?
That is, you have to take them off. And that is what it is. You go to the country and they have a certain laws and certain...
Yeah.
No, it's not even so much laws, it's just what it believes.
Some people are questioning, though, whether or not they really believed in what they were trying to promote, where at the first sign of any issue whatsoever, they're saying, oh, listen, all right, in that case, I'm not going to wear this armband. There are some who feel that way, like they kind of watered down the whole belief system that they were promoting not too long ago.
It's a show of strength. They're trying to show of strength, like, yo, we can stand up to the big boys. Regardless of what people who go to LGBT community, regardless of whether they go to Qatar or not, they live in the country, they work in the country, they are there. What they've asked them to do was to make sure that they don't use political slogans, and we've seen it before in many sporting tournaments, and they've asked them to not display those political armbands.
Yep. Well, England plays Iran in a few moments' time. That will kick off from our perspective another 5 or so minutes.
Come on, Iran! Come on, boys! You know you take it home. It's coming home.
Good luck.
Iran is taking it home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Iran?
Not really. Not really. But not really. But you know me.
Yeah.
I'm a little protagonist. I wouldn't mind Iran just put 2 on England and the game ends 2-2. Why
No,
not?
you're upsetting a lot of people when you say that. Do you think Raheem Sterling will take the field?
I told you. Come on, Iran. Come on.
Gosh.
Nah, Sterling will definitely play. If Sterling and Saka down the right-hand side is going to be a problem. I think it's about pace and speed and agility is how you're going to get around the World Cup. I was watching that first game, the opening game with Qatar and Ecuador just moved a lot of muscle on them and it was over. I think that's how England's got to approach the game.
Enna Valencia, man, he was really
very good footballer.
Very good footballer. He scored, although it was a disallowed goal in the 3rd minute of the match. And then he came back and scored one from the penalty spot and a wicked header that allowed, of course, his team Ecuador to beat the home team, so to speak, Qatar, in the first match of the tournament. Well, we've gone past our time for a little chatter, and we want to get some music up in here. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Let me drop this one for the whole of the Iranian football team, because that's who... Yo, come on, Iran! Rover ranks!
We do have in the studio with us from LIFEYARD, of course, Romaine, and he's one of the co-founders, I think it is, of this particular, co-founder and director of LIFEYARD Restaurant and Tours. Now, this is a community-based organization and social enterprise that operates within the community of Parade Gardens in Kingston. The organization, we understand, was formed in 2014, and they adapt a social enterprise model. They seek to utilize and capitalize on the need for community-based tourism and development and edutainment. Without saying too much, though, I think I want to bring Romaine in on this discussion right now, because I'm really looking forward to this. Romaine, good morning. Rastafari blessings. Welcome to the program.
Rastafari blessings, everyone. Blessings, Jamaica. Thank you for tuning in on the Bridge 99 FM.
Yes, I. What is it like getting here this morning? Whole heap of traffic out there?
Yeah, whole heap of traffic, a bit of hustle and bustle, that's Kingston, that's Jamaica, on a whole.
On a daily basis.
So,
that's our life.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So give thanks, Romaine, and congratulations on what yourself and of course Shane Morgan have done so far and continue to do with the LIFEYARD project. How did the inspiration for it come about? Take us back to the very beginning.
Well, the inspiration stemmed from Rastafari, us being young Rastafari men within our community, and Shane reaching out to me in my 3rd year of college. While going to the University of Technology, and he came and had a brief conversation with me on how we can impact the community and how we can actually navigate most of our education and most of our experience through what we have done. So, being said that he was a part of our sister group called Manifesto JA, so we can bless up Manifesto JA for helping us starting and being as who we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this project originated in Parade Gardens. Is that because that is where your base is, where you were born and grown up, or why Parade Gardens?
All right, Parade Gardens, also known as Southside to many, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Is very, undefined. If that's the best way I could put it, in many areas, culturally, economically, financially, and even within the homes. You understand? So, how it actually came from us, you know what I mean, is us coming together. We had the yard and we was farming in the yard, basically. So we had the space and we utilized the space as Rastafari, based on the opinions and the philosophy of Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie, of saying education is the best tool for us in this time. So it not means a formal education only, but informal education. You understand? Structuring yourself and acquiring yourself to know
knowledge.
Self. Yes. So to inform anyone else, first you have to know self. Know self to a high degree and criteria.
Now, Before we even start talking about some of the awards that you have won, and there are several and really commendable stuff that these brothers are doing, I want to delve a little deeper into some of the initiatives that you have used to positively impact the community. What are some of those initiatives that you have been using to impact the community?
Well, we have firstly started with our Writing for Life program, which consequently was founded by us and Danijah Taylor, our award-winning JCDC writer, storyteller as well. So we formulated that first project, one of our first major projects that really blustered and gave to the world. But the major one that really brought everyone to LIFEYARD and to Southside to Parade Gardens is our Paint Jamaica project, which we infused with Mariana Faraga, Mate McCarthy in doing 4 different phases. In starting in an abandoned warehouse, which is 41 Fleet Street, which was actually a dump within the community. So we turned that dump into a mini oasis of art, culture, have a football turf on it. And such forth. So which is where the community utilize it as their space of communal effort, That's where the children play. Yeah. Definitely.
Corporate Jamaica has taken note of what you've been doing. And I see various entities, the Bob Marley Foundation, the Tourism Product Development Company, Jamaica Heritage Trust, Tourism Enhancement Fund, the ROK Hotel, just to name a few, Digicel Foundation, that have come on board and have lent support.
Yeah, variably.
That's a good look.
Variably, yeah. Greatness.
That's a good look. And you've also been awarded by UNESCO and other awards. Tell us about some of these awards that you've won.
Well, LIFEYARD is the first social enterprise that ever won a humanitarian award as a male group, to be specific. So we were nominated by our friends from the University of New England, a group of 25 master degree students who came and they did a tour, a part of our community tours expose.
Yeah.
And they love what they got and the expertise of us, me and Shane ourselves, in what we had in social work, because they told us like, whoa, all this we have been doing is a part of social work, and we haven't been to the university to actually do social work, you know what I mean? So the expertise on first and what we had was very, very commendable from them, and we did a plethora of institutions, going to institutions and actually doing lecturer series with students, you know what I mean, via the University of Technology and the University of the West Indies, you know what I mean, just to name that. So, yeah.
You seem to place a lot of emphasis on the youth and engaging the children in the communities in various learning programs. How receptive are they to what you're trying to impart?
Well, we know everything starts in the home.
Seeing.
You agree with me, right?
Yeah, man.
All right, so we are fathers, me and you, both fathers, right?
Yes.
We're uncles and we were sons to our mothers, right?
Right.
So we now see the importance of raising a child and rearing a child to the criteria that is commendable. So it takes a village to raise a child. You understand me? And that's our emphasis, mainly because how we see the denigration of our generation, even my generation as a young adult. I might look, but I'm still young, you understand? Yeah.
Oh, you still look young.
Yeah, still fresh and green, you understand? Yeah.
Then if even me can say that.
Young, fresh and green.
Oh, you mean? Yeah, man. But if somebody wanted to engage, maybe even support, take a tour, how would they go about this?
Well, we're on all major platforms, social platforms. You can check us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's one name, one word, LIFEYARD, Life Team. So you can check us on Instagram, LIFEYARD 360, on Twitter, LIFEYARD Life Team, and also Facebook, Life Team. So you can type in LIFEYARD on any of these social platforms, and you can check us in. You can email us at lifeyard360@gmail.com. Yeah, and we can connect with you. We're having our website, You know,
under construction.
Under construction. It
Okay.
has been there, but it's now currently under construction still. You know the website development.
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
so
yeah. Improving as it go along.
as it go
Yeah,
along.
man.
So there are many ways you can call us, contact me. My number 876-304-3809.
Hold on, take time with that. Say that again for
Yeah.
us. Sabukie. Run the number there again.
Yeah, 876-304-3809.
Yeah. Okay. Got
Yeah.
you. Mhm.
So you can reach out and support in various areas, volunteering, donating, just to let your presence be felt. You know what I mean? The community needs it in this very moment because we're still under the whole Zozo protection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Within all the neighboring communities within the lowline area. So we are trying to even remove certain stigmatization from
Mhm.
what we are about and what we do. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. You know, one of the things that has helped the success of this project is the fact that it from looking on from the outside, the community has bought into your vision. And so people who actually participate, who take the tour, who support, have no reason to worry because the community is supporting this project. And so security is not even an issue per se.
Yes,
I mean, because the community loves it and supports it.
Definitely.
That must give you a good feeling that you're seeing the buy-in from within your very environs of such a good project.
Definitely much so. You know, we have received a lot of recommendations and commendations from a plethora of people. You know what I mean? All over the world. LIFEYARD itself, we have accumulated a number of 75 countries with a number of 7,200 visitors.
Wow.
Within our community for the last 8 years. So LIFEYARD is a registered entity, copyrighted, trademarked. You know, we have taken the time out to actually implement, proper business procedure and business credentials with the help of even our assistance from the Supreme Ventures Foundation, with certain training, towards our members and even towards our organization itself. You know what I mean? So we say give thanks to the Supreme Ventures Foundation, for the clinical expertise that has been provided.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We're proud of what you guys are doing, man. Sorry that we didn't get Shane Morgan in on the conversation this morning. Maybe some other time. But Sabukie, you have given us quite a great deal of insight into what you're doing, and we want to implore you to keep on keeping on, and may your ideas and your projects grow from strength to strength. And we're proud of it. Enough respect, brethren.
Give thanks, Richie B.
Yeah, man. Give thanks.
Manners,
every time.
manners.
You want to send some shout outs to anyone?
Yeah, we just bless up the whole community, and bless up the world at large, yeah. Parade Gardens, the whole world, the whole music fraternity. Yeah, LIFEYARD. Mommy, I love you. You don't know it go. Kaiwa, yeah, stay strong. I saw it go. Everybody, I saw it go. You don't know. We just live up.
Yeah.
Bridge 99 FM. We here. And we live in it.
Straight up.
Every time.
The one and only Sabukie in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Such a positive thing to highlight. It gives me a lot of pleasure when we hear these kinds of stories and can get to highlight them on our program. Me like it.
Yeah.
More like me like it. His name is Paul Hyman. Began singing at school in 1989, and by the year 1995 rolled around, he was already a professional singer, and started out as a member of a band called Black by Design. But eventually, when he accepted the Lord as his personal savior, it was time for him to move on to launching his own solo career. And look at him now, here inside of the studios of Bridge 99 FM, on the back of songs like Let It Rain, another one that we'll be playing in a short while from now called The Overflow, which we'll get a chance to premiere for you. And a man who is definitely inspired and aspires also to strengthen and provide uplifting music to all generations. We say good morning to Paul Hyman. Welcome. How are you doing, Paul?
Morning. I'm doing good, I just want to say thanks to Bridge 99 FM for accommodating me this morning.
Yes,
it's truly
sir.
a pleasure.
Yeah, man. Good to have you in the studio.
Yeah.
We were talking off the air about the fact that like so many other artists and musicians, the pandemic put a little bit of a lull on their career somewhat.
Yes.
But how excited you are to be back out and giving the world some great music.
Yeah, well, it is my pleasure. It has been my pleasure throughout, to really sing good music for as you said, for the world. you know, because the music that I write, you know, is really for the local, for Jamaicans, and for the globe, you know, and it is really my desire that, you know, the music will reach people through all generations. And I want to tell you, is the music that I write and that I sing, I find that mostly the little children, they gravitate towards my music. So
good.
sometimes I'm saying, you know, maybe this music is really not for this generation, but for the generation to come, you know. So everybody really, you know, appreciate and love the music.
Let me tell you one thing, though. It's
Yes.
not everybody that can sing songs that the kids gravitate to easily.
Yes.
And so that in itself is a plus for you.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's going to work wonders for you as you go through in this music industry. But I noticed you made a switch from secular music to gospel music back in the day.
Yes.
As you left a band and went solo.
Yes.
Talk to us through that journey, and how difficult was it for you to make that switch?
Well, for me, it wasn't very difficult, because what happened, I knew from a long time that, you know, I really and truly did not belong out in the secular world as it is. And even the band that I was at, Black by Design, was managed by Steven Ventura, which
I know Steven.
you know,
Yeah, man. Mhm.
Yeah. So, you know, like even the other singers, especially Thriller, he used to write and want to put some stuff in the songs, and I'm always the one saying, but no, don't put that in the song, man. You know, derogatory things and whatever it might be, don't put those things in the song. And I remember we used to sing at like every karaoke. And then when I got saved, I saw some of the persons who used to be at karaoke with us, and I said, you know, I got saved now. They said, you know, I knew it, you know. It wasn't a surprise to them. I said there was always something different about you. So I knew from beginning that, you know, I would have made a transition. It happened to me suddenly. I didn't expect it to happen at that time. So it was very easy for me to make the switch, you know, from the secular to the kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, it was it was easy.
Has it been challenging, though?
Well, you know, with everything that you're starting up is really challenging. And, you know, especially when you're doing gospel, it's not something that break into the market easily. So it has been, you know, a little challenging to really make that breakthrough. But I know I do have the song already for the breakthrough. It's just the time is not yet. So I'm just waiting on the right time. And then when it happens, then everybody will know.
So mentally, you're ready for all that will come with that, with increasing popularity and the demands on your time, and having to travel, moving away, doing the grueling stuff. Tonight performing in one state, tomorrow night in another. Mentally, you're ready for all of that?
Well, you know what happened? I think I've been prepared for it, you know, because I'm a man who loves to travel. I love to leave one place and be in another place, you know. So it is. I believe that I am mentally and physically prepared for it, you know. And where I fail in my strength, I know that the Lord will help me.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Tell us a little bit about the song "The Overflow," which is new, recently released, and already getting developing a nice momentum. What can you tell us about it?
Well, "The Overflow" is really a song. Well, most of the songs, all the songs that I write, they are from the Bible, because I've done the Bible back to front, and then I've read it front to back. So I might not know the address of a scripture or whatever it might be, but if you say something that is in the Bible, I'll be able to say, oh yeah, well, I read that. So it really came from, you know, one of the passages that I read, you know, where the Lord said that, you know, in the presence of the Lord, there is fullness of joy, and at his right hand, pleasures forevermore. So I read that scripture, and I said, but, you know, it seemed like God is really, you know, into the overflow business. And he is the one who is an abundant God, you know. He gives in abundance. So, you know, I was walking this time around, and the thing just came, the rhythm came to me, the ear, you know, I'm in the overflow. But that's how most of the songs come, like a little line, and I always ensure to record, because I have a tendency to forget the ear and all these things. So sometimes, you know, I might be working or whatever it might be on the thing, so I just beg a little time, do it, and, you know, put it down. And later on I go and, you know, find the words. And for me, if someone gives me a rhythm and say, build a song for that, next year the song don't build yet. So all of my songs come by inspiration. And then I get the rhythm, I get everything, all the things supposed to sound. So most of the arrangement that you hear on the songs, I'd say to the producer, well, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want it that way.
Because
right?
that is how it has come to you.
That is how it came to me. So the rhythm has to be built for my song and not the song for the rhythm.
Ah, got
Right,
you.
so that's how I get it.
So the overflow is one that you're very excited about.
I am so excited, and those who have heard it so far are very excited about it.
We're going to get a chance to hear it momentarily. Where can you be found on social media? How can persons find you?
Well, I'm on all the platforms, you know. I'm on Instagram, I'm on WhatsApp, Paul Hyman. You can check my number, 876-869-1630. That's my number. I'm on Facebook as well. I'm not yet on TikTok, but I intend to find myself on it because that's where most of the traction is these days.
Especially with the support you're getting from the kids.
Right, so I'm going to find myself on TikTok soon.
Yeah.
But my music is on all the digital download platforms. You can also find them on YouTube. Just punch in my name and the songs will come up.
Paul Hyman, you can't miss it. Going to give you the opportunity to introduce your own song, The Overflow, right here on The Bridge 99 FM right now. Paul, over to you.
Morning, the globe, international we're talking about, because Bridge 99 goes everywhere. Well, this song was done by me, and it's my most recent release, my most recent single. It's called The Overflow, and I know that you're going to enjoy it as much as I am enjoying it.